looking nice. Yes,
Great.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 26th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. Good evening. Thank you, Doc. Our first order of business tonight is approval of the minutes of the February 12th meeting. May I have a motion? Brad, seconded by Karen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. We'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Sorry. Total income through the end of February is $2,113,912. Our cash and equivalents are $8,371,15, and our unused pre-development budget is standing at $252,230. I want to give a special shout out to Tanya. She did a great job. We had the auditors in here, and she did a phenomenal job. The entire staff, David, everybody. It was very nice to see how smooth things go. So thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion to accept the treasurer's report, Sharon, seconded by Doc. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We have a number of resolutions tonight, fairly lengthy agenda, but a lot of interesting and worthwhile projects. We first start at Armory Studios, New York, secret resolution, and we also have a resolution to adopt the general project plan. We have David to say on it.
Yeah, building familiar to us. First purchased in 2012 by the Legier team, Jeff and Ray. Address is 125 Washington Avenue. If you haven't been down there for one of the New York Phoenix games, it's a really ton of fun. The building looks absolutely tremendous. It shows well. People are enjoying it. You see people from all the community, their family and friends there. Nice transformation of this center again. This time there was an investment of about $566,000 to transform it, included buying the court for the 30,000 square foot show space. Doing all the versatile seating for not only the Phoenix games, but other sporting events, concert events. It really changed this venue so it can be used for the arena purposes while still serving as a sound studio for movies, Van Gogh experience, Dinos Alive, all kinds of things have happened here. Relatively small investment and just continues everything that we're doing with sports tourism and other entertainment here. We had to do a seeker resolution on this because it is a historic building, unlisted action, all positive for the community. Again, our participation is a $195,000 grant. We do have a sizable amount set up for other project expenses. A lot of the parking area is county-owned land. Didn't have lighting, other safety improvements, some marketing for the events. All ways that we help things be successful. And, it's not only our funds, but Ray has been down there with the ambassadors and with Laz Parking, making sure everything goes smooth. It's just been tremendous for this community.
Okay, motion, Karen, seconded by Brad, just some discussion. So Legier's bought this armory from the state at auction. The military used to drill there. They outgrew the facility. The first thing we explored was get it certified as a sound stage with New York State. And we had tremendous success. Think about it. HBO, Showtime, Amazon, and Hallmark have all filmed productions there. Amazon had Modern Love, an entire season filmed there. We had Gilded Age filmed there last year. There's a production there this evening. There's a casting call. So it's been incredibly successful. And they bring in their crews and they have to feed them. It's phenomenal for the economy. It just phenomenal. Then we kind of stumbled upon the idea that there are these touring exhibits, and we chased them and brought Van Gogh to town. 100 to 30,000 people come to the Armory to see Van Gogh. And then we followed up with Monet. We followed up with the dinosaur exhibit. We had a meeting last summer with a group that had been running the Albany Patroons, and they said, we want to think about moving over here. And looked at our armory, thought it was spectacular because of all the improvements that have been made. And the concept was, let's try to, in addition to doing exhibits, in addition to doing movies and TV, let's equip this building to do sports. Soccer practices Monday through Friday, lacrosse, frisbee, indoor frisbee. We've talked to groups, all kinds of indoor training, because we live in the northern climate. The weather is a challenge at times. And in addition, they can host entertainment. They can host wrestling, boxing, the decision was made by, with a little bit of help from us, a commitment from us to invest, a sizable amount of money to equip this place to do sports. And it's working out fantastic. It's in our target area of Lower State. You can ask JT Pollard, who runs Frog Alley Brewery. He said, 100 people will come over before the game, 100 people come over after the game. We had a sellout in the last game. The team is 4-0, but it's not just about the Phoenix. It's really making this venue a sports facility. And again, we're doing it very inexpensively. So we're really excited about the Phoenix. Are off to a great start, but we see this facility hosting all kinds of events, venues, shows, trade shows, concerts, entertainment of all type. And right where we need it, right near the college, right where we have the parking. I got a new appreciation for our parking team because I was out there the first 2 games with them, and it was freezing cold. And I got to tell you, these guys are out there. It was impressive. I was freezing, and bought some coffee. But I mean, it is tough work that they do. Both the ambassadors and the last speak one. You live it. I admire those guys, and they've done a great job. So we're really excited to move this forward, and happy to answer any questions. But it's just been a great run at the Armory, and I know this wayfinding and signage program that we've got going. We're talking about really making that the Armory district out there.
We really like the idea of.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a very
Really good
lovely
idea.
building.
So we're excited to move this forward and happy to answer any questions.
Great. Great team.
Good.
Awesome.
So in the seeker, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And on to adopt the general project plan, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Take care and grab for that as well.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I should have called that.
that's all right.
Apologize. You got to keep me in line. Next, we stay on Lower State Street and we filled an important vacant space in the Frog Alley complex with an exciting, growing, dynamic company in the food space, and we're going to stay with some of those.
Yeah, I think everyone is probably very familiar with Simone's Kitchen now. They opened at 121 J Street, corner of Pedestrian J. In 2022, since then, they reopened their first location in Coxsackie and most recently a Stuyvesant Plaza location as well. It's just, it's kind of what Schenectady is built on, of these local flavors, hardworking people who bring, a new taste to the community. So Bashir, who we've worked with closely with all these multiple locations, really needs to have that central kitchen to service not only all the Simones, but also his new concept, Connie's Creative Collective. We'll talk about it later in this meeting. And he was very, very interested in the dynamic space at the Mill Artisan District, so next to Frog Alley. He's approached us with moving forward with taking some of the former Bountiful Bread kitchen space, as well as vacant space we call the end cap that Metroplex currently leases. He would assume our lease, and we'd have terms that work with his fit up to make it work for him and his team. We're looking to provide a $125,000 grant, an exemption from sales tax, so he can fill up this 9,300 square feet of commercial space. The project site, again, Mill Artisan District, 108 State Street. This is a type 2 action for seeker. And Rick, anything else?
That's it. We need a motion and second.
Awesome.
Karen, second. We're Sharon. I want to thank Scott for all his hard work on this. Simone's red hot. They're killing it at Stuyvesant Plaza.
Yeah.
They've been very successful here at their home base at J Street. They have a facility in Coxsackie. They're going to continue to grow. They need is a central kitchen to service all those outlets. They'll also operate Annabelle's Pizza, which is very, very successful. We've seen the revenue numbers. They'll take over that operation, basically that entire ground floor, and then move to opening a tapas style Mediterranean restaurant, which would be the first of its kind in the region. Really kind of electrify and energize that strip that was vacated by a Bountiful Bread. And we really worked hard. I want to thank Scott again to fill up that space. This is a very important space, and they're very excited about it. And he and his partner are very successful, entrepreneurial, and very supportive of Schenectady. They can't say enough good things about Schenectady. So we're very pleased to move this forward and and fill up a key spot, bring more energy along with the armory, maybe in the armory district, and that we're gonna tag it that way, but it fills up a critical space. Any questions?
No,
So-
that's great.
Simone's extremely popular.
Very, very, very.
So we had a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks. We stay with the Simone's team and their new activity next to their existing facility on J Street. And I want to thank Jennifer for all her work on this one. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Lower State, and if you haven't seen the block house, how great that's starting to look
Yeah.
with some of the signage up. Another area that really looks nice is our pedestrian J. Improvements going on right now. The old alley arches, which have been iconic and have been here for a long time. The last ones came down. Unfortunately, they're all rusted out. They really are in a state of disrepair. New ones will be coming up based on a design that the J Street Business Association put forward. Right next to this is this another Bashir concept, Connie's Creative Collective project. So hopefully they're going to both come live around the same time. You'll see some pictures of the work in progress. Really a great transformation of this beautiful building, 131, 133 J Street. We originally came with some support in March 2024. We're looking to amend the project to include another $45,000. Overall, there's a $120,000 investment in the space. He'll keep with the idea of supporting local brands and concepts. There'll be a not only a space for artisan brands and goods, but we'll also bring in a concept for baked goods, pastries, artisan ice cream. Sounds all really good for our stomach, but really good attraction for J Street, which has just become such a special destination for all kinds of people. Type 2, we already did seeker, so yeah, additional $45,000 amending the original plan.
Your motion and second, Karen, second by Doc. We one of the things when we talk to folks in the public, we don't give money to companies. We use our money and their money to fix spaces. We did this at the last meeting. We're fixing that space so that Insomnia Cookies can move downtown, one of the hottest retailers in the country. This takes these spaces, which were really in rough shape, and creates you see the pictures. You want to see them, get in them. They're going to be dynamic retail spaces. We didn't have what the industry calls, real estate industry calls white box space, ready to go, nice space so that retailers could move in. Jennifer's been over there. It's really shaping up nicely. It's going to be a very creative project, and we're very happy to move it forward at a modest investment by Metro.
I just want to know when they're going to have the ribbon cutting. I want to make sure I'm there for it.
No,
We'll make sure it's
we'll make sure everybody.
He's talked about that since he moved in.
Yeah, no,
He's
very excited.
he's come a long way.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next we stay downtown. Sure, thank you, Brad. Over near Mall Harbor, a company that's moving to downtown. That's David, give us a briefing.
Yeah, the Gorman Group has a long history in the capital region, paving services, roadway construction. Recently, a portion of the company affiliated with Allstate Materials, ASMG company. They are looking for new offices. Ray and Scott are very aggressive. Someone comes to us from within the region and is looking to come and support downtown, be close to Mall Harbor, be close to the downtown restaurants. They found a space at 1473 Erie Boulevard, approximately 5,500 square feet of office space. They're looking for modest support from us for $45,000 for leasehold improvements. To Ray's point, a lot of space that we have is not up to current standards, so it gets it back up to the type of office space people are looking for. And what we get are more people downtown supporting restaurants. We talked about Phoenix. This is what our restaurants have told us in meetings we've had with them. We need more events. We need more people working downtown. This is another 15 people who will be working downtown, bringing the business community in for lunch and supporting our downtown. So $45,000. They'll be here for 12 years.
Awesome. I'll make that motion.
Sharon, yeah, Sharon second. I thank Scott. As David said, the office market is very tough right now, very tough because of remote work, post-COVID. We did 4 office deals downtown last year. I was very proud of that. probably the toughest office lease environment I've seen in my career. When we hear that someone's looking, we don't poach from other communities, but if someone is in play and they're looking for space somewhere in the region, we're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna pursue them and show them what we have and show them our unique downtown and go after them. And Scott did a great job here, working with the Legiers who own this building. It's right in front of Mohawk Harbor. It's a nice building, but the space is dated. We need to upfit it to really make it modern office space. And that's what we're doing here. 15 people coming to town, buying gas, coming in, generating sales tax, going to the casino, going downtown. And this company kind of gone anywhere in the eastern part of New York State, and they selected Schenectady. We're very excited to move this forward and thank the team for getting this done. Any questions? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Keep moving. Infrastructure, very important part of what Metroplex does, trail work. And moving ahead with our River Loop Trail, and we asked David to give us a quick update on this project.
Yeah, just special thanks to Danielle, who's done a tremendous job overseeing a lot of these DRI projects. We like to be known as one of the best, and the state has complimented us on how fast we've been moving some of our DRI projects now that we've really sunk our teeth into it. The Elko Trail and Tunnel are two different funded projects that we put out to bid together. The board acted on awarding to the Louisi companies, who's done a tremendous job with the city's paving and some other projects for us. And we got to work. The tunnel is just looks fabulous. It's going to be a great connection between J Street, which is eventually going to be out to Knott Street, and Erie Boulevard. When we awarded it, was really great for bidders to be there. They were hungry to do it over the winter, and they kept it warm and did a great job putting that together. The trail is one that we've had to work collaboratively with our partners. We don't own any of the property as of right now. And so we work together. One of the partners is National Grid, and working with them, they saw some benefits for their operations to get better access to their River Street substation if we could make some changes to our plan. So today, what we'd like to do is we're going to come and we're going to amend our seeker because of this action, and then also look for an amendment of the general project plan so that we can take two of the properties that one owned by the city of Schenectady, one owned by a private individual, 201, 203 Front Street. We'd like to enter into a contract to purchase those properties and then enter into a memorandum of agreement with National Grid so that we can work with them. They would like to retain ownership of properties in the long run, great for the community, keeps them on the tax rolls. And allow us to extend the trail amenity through their property. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. We get the public amenity access, off-road access through Mohawk Harbor, connecting all the way to the Empire Trail, down through the East Front Street pool property, down through a city property to Riverside Park. And so that is what we'd like to move forward with. Again, purchasing two properties and then entering into this agreement with National Grid. We don't anticipate any of the additional costs to be cost of ours. National Grid wants to make some of the improvements working with us. They're being very collaborative, and we're really appreciative of it. The seeker is just amending our findings because we are now purchasing two properties that we plan to assign to National Grid. And just making sure that, being that this is a state grant, that we have that full record in place.
A motion on this, Aaron, second by Sharon. Again, I want to thank Danielle, tremendous job. We're going to look at the Elko Tunnel tomorrow at 3:00. If anyone wants to come down and look at the tunnel, I'm really excited to see it. It's on the end of North J on the left side, where the J connector is going to go eventually and connect J Street again to Knott, which is something that we're very excited about. And the tunnel is going to provide access from J over to Erie and to the harbor. And really excited to get a look at that tomorrow at 3:00. Happy to have any of you join us. The trail is really significant. Both sides of the river are excited about it. I think it's one of the most exciting projects we've ever done. We're going to have a 4.4 mile loop connect Western Gateway Bridge to Freeman's Bridge. Both sides of the river, you'll be able to walk, ride, jog,
So you're gonna be on Front Street? Are you starting on?
So
Front
what,
Street? Where are you gonna start?
about 90% of the
Start
loop
in
is done
Buffalo.
now. Yeah, start in Buffalo. You-
Oh. I don't want to start in Buffalo.
One of the things that our downtown is blessed is that the Empire Trail goes right through our downtown, right?
Yeah,
This is kind of an adjunct to the Empire Trail. Most of the loop is done. All of it's done on the Glenville side. There's a little spot in front of Jumpin' Jacks that needs to be done, come
Okay.
over the Western Gateway Bridge. All of the trail is done on the Schenectady side, in front of at the harbor. But right now, the Elko Heritage Trail ends on Green Street, Green
Yeah.
meets Front. And you have to go on Front Street for a little bit and then cut back through. There's not really a good connection
It's
there.
very confusing.
Very confusing. So now it's gonna go behind and connect to the city property at the Front Street Pool and to Riverside Park. And then come up Washington Ave, where the city has built a contra lane.
Yeah.
So bikes can go that way and
Yeah.
get to Western Gateway Bridge. I've walked it. It's phenomenal. It's a riverfront loop. That you can stop at Graham's Coffee at Stockade Inn at the same time. You get a cup of coffee while you're on the trail, but it's a really exciting project. So we're almost done with the whole thing. We're gonna sign it this year, but this is one gap in the trail that we're fixing with this Elko Heritage money. And again, the vast majority of the money is state money. This is one of our DRI projects. And I gotta tell you, if you ask me to do the paperwork to get this DRI money from the state, I would burst into tears and never come back to work again because it's so difficult. And for Danielle and David, Tonya, everyone has figured it out. It's very difficult to do this, and they have mastered it. And we're actually getting these projects moving, so they do a fantastic job. And I really want to thank them because to me, it's just I look at the paperwork and I'm like, I'm completely lost.
All these.
We still cry and
can't
then we
do
do
it.
it.
No, they can't. Yeah, yeah.
The
No,
little
I'm being
communities can't
serious.
do it.
Yeah, they
They
can't.
just can't do
It's a
it.
lot.
Just-
It is a tremendous amount of work to just get this short trail segment work. And in this case, you had to deal with grid. We had to go to the city council to get an approval on the land sale. I mean, it's very complex to do these little infrastructure projects, but are meaningful, So we have a motion, a second. All those in favor of the seeker amendment, the seeker
Yep,
motion,
we're on seeker.
say aye. And then to adopt the general project plan, moves Karen, second by Sharon. All those in favor, say aye. Great. Next, we go to Rotterdam with another infrastructure project that we were involved in.
Infrastructure. This is a really important one too. One of the most prominent intersections in the town of Rotterdam. In 2017, the Taylor Vadney sporting goods store, a substantial fire sat vacant and blighted for quite a bit of time. An adjacent CVS was also closed. And this is a very visible disinvestment in that community. I know Ray was very, very involved with this, but Aldi's was, which is a really well-loved grocery store, was looking to improve a location that they had in the community. They identified the Broadway location because it still served not only the new residents in Rotterdam, but the Schenectady neighborhood right around Central and past Route 7. And they looked at this location, $5 million investment, transformative for that corridor. If you remember what the intersection, I don't know if anyone's been there recently, but it was a very dated intersection, incredibly unsafe. As a pedestrian, you would never come anywhere near that. The New York State Department of Transportation told Aldi, as they were looking at this, that there was going to have to be substantial upgrades to the infrastructure, which would have made the project not feasible. So this is where we can come in, partnering with the County Industrial Development Agency, which can invest in infrastructure as well. We are looking to enter into intermunicipal agreement with the IDA to assist the project with a total infrastructure investment of over $550,000. Metroplex's commitment will be just over 95,000, I believe it is. Says it in there. 95.6. Yeah, with the IDA, because this is a great way for them to utilize their funds, taking on the predominant of the local share, which is required to make the project work. Again, new traffic signal is there, all new pedestrian crosswalks, a new westbound lane on Broadway, sidewalks beyond just the Aldi's property to make this work. Really reconfigured the whole area. So the action just for seeker, we don't have to take a seeker action tonight because the project was reviewed by the town of Rotterdam through coordinated review back when it was being discussed, and we're seeing this unlisted action. Town of Rotterdam is thrilled with this investment. I know the store is doing well, and everything else like that.
So I need a motion and second. Karen, thank you. Big goal was to try to get a grocery on the western side of town of Rotterdam. Big goal was to get a grocery to service that Broadway Bellevue neighborhood of Schenectady, that's food desert. We were able to get Aldi to go to this site, which was a minor miracle. They really didn't want to go there. It was a very tough project. We worked very closely with the town. The store is doing fantastic. All of those people from that part of the city can go there and get great pricing. Aldi says great pricing. Everybody, there's been a lot of development in the part of Rotterdam, a lot of new apartments, a lot of new activity. The store is very busy. And it was a horribly blighted site. We're famous for fixing horribly blighted. A burnout shell of this sporting goods store sat there for years. And a closed CVS sat there. We literally boarded up. A fire board up and a closed CVS boarded up. That were at the most prominent intersection, you could argue, in one of the most prominent intersections in the community. And we replaced it with a really nice store. Talked to Evan Christa, who runs Top's Diner. He just beams every time he looks out the window of the diner and sees the Aldi across the street. It's helped a lot of people, but DOT wasn't going to do it unless that intersection was fixed. And so we had to step in, partner with the county IDA, developer kicked in some money, Aldi's kicked in some money, but the bulk of the infrastructure burden falls on us, because without it, the project wouldn't have happened. And we'd still be looking at that boarded up, two boarded up stores. So we're really proud of this one. We did work really hard on it, and we're thrilled to move it forward, and we're going to move it forward tomorrow at the county IDA. And I appreciate David really jumping in and helping us figure out the machinations that we had to go through to deploy this funding to get this project closed out.
I would just say it's been great for those of us who live in the western end of the county,
Yeah.
have closer access. When my wife continues to send me out for things that she forgot to get while she was out. That's more efficient for me.
You want to put that on tape, Tom? Yeah. No, it's convenient in and out, but it's much appreciated. So I'm happy to move this forward. We have a motion in a second, correct? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we move to the great work done by the Finance Committee and Tonya and the team here on our audit, which is very positive.
Yeah, the fiscal audit committee.
Don't walk out, Tonya. We're just about to do law. Sorry.
She hears the word audit and wants to.
Run for the door.
You gotta know. I can't even count. I mean, I'm okay with math here, but so we have the Metroplex audit, the 2 IDA audits, the Capital Resource Corporation audit, and then the land bank audit. So we have 5 audits that have happened at the same time, not to mention all this then needs to be reported to the state with all of our policies. So this is a very, very busy place in March, and the staff works tremendously hard to do that. And you see our projects don't seem to slow down either. So I can't give the whole staff and specifically Tonya enough credit for everything that she does. This audit, again, clean audit, unqualified opinion. You'll see the report to the board. The fiscal audit committee went through it. You'll see our written communication, all positive. Total operating revenue continues to be high, a little bit down from last year. Sales tax, it's really just about when it hit for us, but it's just about where it was for all-time high this year as it was in 2023. Operating expenses continue to be lower than they were in 2022. We had some staff additions, which have been great for our team. And all in all, we are good fiscal health. And, it's great to have, the vision, but also the side it is making sure that things are done correct. And I keep joking, I'll put this on the record, that I have no idea how Jamie Hutt moved so much work all this time, but I'm trying my best to do it. And but appreciate everyone. And if you have any other additional questions about the audit, please let me know.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second by Brad. Again, Tony and the team, great job.
They did a phenomenal job
I mean, very tough.
every year,
Crunch time.
better and better.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now we do something we do annually, which is reconcile projects, a few projects that came in slightly higher and others that came in under budget, and we reconcile those and ask Steve to give us a quick summary.
Yeah, resolution 925, it closes 20 projects where we get unexpected funds of just over $300,000. You'll see a lot of 2500s. That's just whenever we can do some of the administrative burden in-house, we do, but we always put some funds aside just in case. So putting $300,000, 301,473 back in the general fund. Resolution 181025 is some projects, a few projects that where we are overspent that we need to seek approval from the board. Primarily downtown lighting is one. We had some great additions to it's really a nice part of downtown. If you come down here at night, that the lighting is all coordinated. It's specific to holidays. We had a few additions to it. Jen does a tremendous job of programming this each year. We take on that expense because it is for the promotion of downtown. And that's just primarily the reason why we're over this year.
So most of it is good news, unexpended funds going back into the treasury. So need a motion on it. I mean, Karen, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
That's 180925, 181025.
Yeah.
We go.
Can we do the annual report, the consent agenda all in one?
I was happy with that.
It's the administrative things that we're filing to the state for these budget officers by the deadline of March 31st. And that's why we had the meeting the last week of the month rather than earlier. And we appreciate everybody coming in. So you want to give us a quick.
Yeah, I mean, on the performance report, Ray does his report to the county, which just shows the tremendous progress. A lot of those numbers are in here. With the 535 million of new economic investment, 80 plus economic development announcements, just tremendous pace with the work. And as we talked about with the audit, you see the references to the countywide sales tax that's generated, our share of that, $17.7 million of pilot revenue that we bring back to the community. A lot of those properties that were either off the tax rolls or underperforming. We are doing our job, I think doing it well, very proud of the organization. And that's about it with the mission statement and the performance report, investment reports in there as well. And the real property report, no dispositions this year, the 2024 year. We will be selling a little piece of a parking lot that was approved in 2024, but that will hit in 2025. So that's the reports. Are we doing the all the policies as well?
Yeah.
Do all the policies.
We do it all together.
Policies. Any questions? The committee went over the policies. Pretty much all the same. We did update our personnel policy. Last update in 2020, just matched some of the updated benefit structure. Appreciate the committee spending a lot of time on this with their review.
Great. Got a motion on it? Aaron, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. We've been spending a lot of time thanking the staff tonight. Tonight we have a special person we want to thank, Steve Streitman, who's going to be retiring but working for us when he feels like it.
Just gonna go on vacation, see how much he really wants to work.
I get it. And Sharon knows. Oh, we all know Steve well, but I really was contemplating on this the last few days. Steve was the zoning officer in the city. And the Empire Zone program, which was very significant, was created. Somebody at City Hall said zone, and the words match up. It's a completely different thing. But Steve took over the Empire Zone program and quietly and efficiently developed one of the best Empire Zones in the state, became a leader. I mean, if you ask the people, all the Empire Zones used to get together every year. Steve was really the leader of that group. He really was the guy that everyone went to in the entire state to talk about Empire Zones. And then did the same thing with the land bank, was really a pioneer with the land bank, developed it here, got it funded, just incredible vision but never showy, always quiet, but like everyone in the state who runs the land bank knows Steve and like goes to him for everything. And they have, meetings and calls and things. And we've won the biggest awards for land banks, even though we're a pretty small county and city. And we've gotten awards that are bigger than major cities in this state. And it's because of Steve's hard work, and it's done, quietly and just diligent work. And then went to Troy and just did a spectacular job. And really helped make Troy, the hot economic development market it is. And then came back to us and really did a fantastic job with the land bank, and it's been an enormous help to the organization, and just done a great job. I mean, this land bank, just one deal after another. Blighted properties. You have one of these houses on your street, your life is awful. It smells, there's animals, and they're not just, some of the best work we've done is in Niskayuna, and this is a problem where all over. And the land bank is just, and more important than that, even the land bank, when they get some of these houses down, it's making way for these multi-million-dollar projects to occur. So I've learned a lot from when I first got this job. Steve dropped off in my house a book, which I still have, that had the 30 some economic development organizations in Schenectady that we used to have. Now we really have, one centralized organization. But I really want to thank him tonight. And he's going to Ireland on a trip, and has a great family. And we had a little party for him last night, but I just can't say enough about his professionalism and his dedication, and the track record is just unbelievable. I mean, Sharon, I know you work closely with him.
Absolutely. He did the comprehensive plan,
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
which
Yeah.
was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's just
You're right.
exactly what he just kind of moves along and he gets
Right.
it done.
I just know him from his economic development work, but had a tremendous career at the city, planning, zoning, really was the key contact person there. So we're very grateful that he came back and joined us.
We'll think of you coming back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
I'd say
It's been a pleasure working with the city. It's been a pleasure working with everybody at Metroplex, the board. I really appreciate David and Rich Russo bringing me back, and Ray taking me, I think bringing me back here too. It's just been a lot of fun, and I just enjoy doing it with such great professionals. It's just amazing when I watch your annual report. I'm just amazed that, if every city could, every city, which is thinking like
And you're still going to be available to help us out. I mean, Kristen was appointed executive director of the land bank meeting yesterday, and you're in good hands there. But you're going to continue to help out as we can get some of your time.
So you're just trying to get that on the record? Or?
Yeah.
Steve can't hurt himself. He has so much vision. He'll be here anyways.
Things are working on.
Yeah, we might as well make him do some of the grant, reporting as well too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, David?
No, I thank Steve so much. Not only does he have the hard skills of knowing this business, but he's just a heck of a guy. And I think that we've just seen that when he came back to the office. He actually, if someone doesn't like him, it's a challenge for him. I've noticed, because he's just always likable. But it's true. It's just you're a great friend, and you really appreciate everything you've done for Schenectady and for this team.
One other note, we send these updates out to you, but it was, I think, really important to note that Schenectady County was the 4th fastest growing county in the state. Last year, we have 62 counties. And, people generally tend to think people are leaving upstate, we're not growing, we're shrinking. Don't let your friends and neighbors give you that line, because we're not. We're growing, we're 4th in the state. We were number 2 for net migration, which is people from around the country, not overseas, but around the United States moving. We're number 2 in the state. And really, I've looked at the data since. You look at the northeastern United States, we rank fairly high in growth for our county in the entire Northeast. And again, the other figure last year, that our GDP grew at 5%, which is really incredible. So we are on the right path. We've got to just keep working. And I want to thank all the staff. I know we've said it so many times tonight, but this has been a very busy month, and people are really dedicated.
Deserving of all their vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thank you all.
I just want to personally thank everyone here. And I want to thank you for when you send those updates out, because it's very important for the people that I work with and my team being able to see everything that's going on in Schenectady. And you're right. Everyone else is like, why can't we be more like Schenectady? When you go into, I go into other counties and other municipalities, and they're like, it's so much easier to do business in Schenectady than it is in some of the surrounding counties. So kudos to the team and everybody that makes it fairly easy to do business in Schenectady.
I want to add, when I went to Troy and we couldn't get the DRI and we couldn't get the DRI, and finally, I knew we were gonna get this one year, and I met Ray, can't remember where I met Ray, and he said, "You're gonna apply for this." Damn. Fair enough, Ray got it.
But Steve trumped me. I used to do a lot of work in the North Country. And Steve got a large award in Troy from the Northern Border Regional Commission. And I had done work in Plattsburgh, Watertown, all over the North Country. I never heard of that program, never knew it existed. I was dumbfounded. We got like $4 million there. $1 million, whatever. But I was saying, there's no way that program exists. I can't, but Steve proved me wrong. So
We have since helped apply for the program and
Yeah.
want to.
yeah, we got even, but all good. Any other comments from the board? We appreciate your time. I should have talked to David about this, but I was so busy today. I think, again, we had to move this. This was an incredibly productive time to get all these reports in by the end of the month. My inclination is that we not meet in April because our scheduled meeting is April 9th, which is just a handful of days away. And then we continue our regular schedule in May, if that's agreeable to everyone. I don't think there's anything that has. What's that? We'll talk.
It may be
Well,
something later April or maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll keep you posted on that. And I appreciate your indulgence in letting us move this meeting back because there's just no way that we could get all of this audits and reports done, in a timely manner. So thank you. Motion,
Just quick, since we're not gonna have an April meeting, I wanted to announce that I'm doing a solo show in Troy at this little place called, it's a new restaurant called, The Seasoning House on 3rd Street.
Great.
And, I'll just have a guitarist behind me. I call it my from Motown with Love show. And so I'll send out some information on it.
Yes.
And basically, it's 15 in advance, 20 at the door. But it's nice to be a nice dinner show. We expect a small crowd, a nice intimate crowd. It'll be nice, yeah.
I saw Doc at Frog Alley was really fun, really fun. Okay. Anything else? If not, take a motion to adjourn. Shannon, second by Todd. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.